I'm in a weird place this morning. And I'm doing my best, doing the best I can with what I got here this morning. Appreciate you being here with me. We're gonna make some coffee, and just wanted to be adamant about yesterday. I want to share with you guys, in case you're in need, or in case you know someone who's in need. Jesus Christ. Get it together. I learned about of this yesterday, and if you're in need of help in any kind of way, if you're feeling lost and alone and broken, and you have no one to talk to, that's what this number's for. If you're, uh, feeling like you can't make it in this world, and you need to reach out, and you need to feel connected, and you need help, I guess that's the premise of today's coffee in the camper car, is just chatting about that, chatting about taking care of ourselves, chatting about what that is. It's this tool was put in front of me yesterday. I was talking to people I care for about things, and I don't know. That's kind of just where I'm at today. I just wanted to spread a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of something that I learned yesterday, a little bit of compassion and appreciation, an understanding for this avenue of, hey, Nick, just talking about 988, right? Just trying to spread the awareness of the help that's out there for people that feel like there's not a way out. We all feel that way sometimes. First things first, we're gonna make ourselves a cup of coffee. Remember, we're in this together. We're gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. I hope everybody out there in YouTube land is having a great day. Off to a little bit of a late start this morning, and kind of in a weird place, but there's help out there, there's help. That's the whole premise of this concept 988, I guess I was exposed to, and I just wanted to expose our friends out there in YouTube land. Help. Hey, all there, help. How you doing today? You said we're just talking a little bit about this tool I learned about yesterday, and if you're out there and you're in need for whatever reason, if there's a crisis in your life, if someone you love is hurting and needs help, they could call this number, I guess, and they can get help immediately. Whether they're feeling like leaving this world, or whether they have problems with addiction or abuse, grief, loss, pain. I guess this thing is here. Hey, good morning, Australia. How you doing today, buddy? A little bit of a day, but we're gonna make coffee. We're gonna reflect. We're gonna learn and grow a little bit, and we're gonna come together and heal and grow to the best of our ability this morning. And, if you feel like you're standing at that precipice, and you're not sure what to do, there's a way out. Talk to someone you love. Reach out and be open and loving and caring to those people, and honest to the best of your ability. And that sounds simple from the outside. I've been in a lot of scenarios in my life that have been complicated, and we just try to do something different when we're walking through that swamp. I've been through it. I've lost ones I've loved to their pain and their inability to digest it in this world. I've lost people I love to their addiction. Just an emotional morning. thinking about my brothers and the lessons that I've learned. Trying to spread these, some kind of tool, some tool. There is a tool out there to help us digest this. I was speaking to someone close to me yesterday too, and they mentioned Al-Anon. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to figure out the tools and trying to figure out how to have the strength to use these tools. Trying to figure out a way to share these tools, just in case you're out there in pain, you're lost and broken. Yeah, I appreciate that, Nick. And I got my sister here today with us. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to spread a little bit of knowledge this morning. It's just complicated when you feel grief and loss and regret. It's a complicated thing, What's the right thing to do? What's the right thing to say? How do we take care of these people we love that are dealing with these things? And that's very complicated. And again, Al-Anon, I think, is something that, I've been through all this stuff, right? I know, AVR, it's you, brother. It's good to see you. Welcome to the conversation today. I appreciate you deeply. We're talking a little bit about this avenue of help called 988. It's a nationwide number you can call if you're in need, if you're feeling in crisis for any reason, abuse from others or yourself. It seems like a great tool. It just, this morning I'm just reflecting on what I've learned in the past, and I'm trying to learn from it. It's just really hard sometimes. Like I said, I lost both my brothers. I guess sometimes it's still just hard to talk about it. But I'm adamant about doing the next right thing. We're just talking about it. Just give me a second. That was a little bit harder than I thought. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to. It's just, if you're out there, you need help, reach out, talk to someone you love, be honest and open with yourself. It's the first step. And if you love someone who needs help, be honest and open with them. That's love. I carried around a lot of regret for a long time. What I should have done, what I could have done for my brothers. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to guesstimate. I can't find my spoon. Whatever. Let's hope that's not too much. Take a deep breath. Find a center inside yourself, and you've got a lot of years ahead of you, and you're also have a lot of opportunities out there right now. Don't go out there and hit the world. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You're right, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to hit this thing head on. I'm trying to face it straightforward to the best of my ability with what I've learned from my brothers. When Steve passed, I didn't take the opportunity to say something when I should have. I wish I would have understood this 988 thing. Maybe that could have been something that could have helped them. And then when Rob passed, I had that opportunity, and I took the lesson and I said something, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And, I should have said something to our father. I promised him I would. I thought our conversation was enough. I don't know what I thought. But I'm trying to spare us from that. If you're out there and you're in pain, hey Bowman, a little bit of heavy conversation this morning, man. We're talking a little bit about. It's good to have you. Okay, Oof, take a breath. You know, I should have said something to our father, and I promised my brother I wouldn't. He promised he'd get help, and he was so open with me about what was going on with him that I felt like I did something different than what I did with Steve. And I did do something different. I didn't do the same thing. So I can, and it's hard. We gain these tools as we go. I had no tools, and at times I still feel like I have no tools. When it comes to but there's a tool out there. There's tools out there. There's this 988 seems like a great thing if you're in need. This is someone for if you're in the personal need. You can't call for somebody else. Whoever's in need has to call. But there's help out there, and there's Al-Anon for us that deal with people that we love that are in pain. David Bowman, hi. You got. Taking money is somebody that you can trust. You look like a cool guy. I appreciate you, Dave. You are here with me, brother. I appreciate you being open, man. Jesus. We're talking about some rough stuff this morning, especially for me, and I'm doing my best to be open about it. I'm doing my best, so we can learn from the lessons that I've learned, that, what I'm really struggling with now is doing more than I did the last time. I did more with Rob than I did with Steve, the fact that there's people out there that are in pain that could be going through what Rob and Steve have gone through, people that are going through what I went through. I don't underestimate what I went through. It was hard going through all that, and I thought I could handle it. I thought I could fix it. I thought by just being there for Steve and just letting it go and not mention anything would be the best, because I was scared shitless of losing him. I was scared shitless of pushing him away, and I didn't say a fucking thing to him. I just let him walk into that back room, and I knew what was going on. And that moment destroyed me for way too long. I don't want anybody out there in pain to feel that. I don't want to feel that, so I changed up. I learned a little bit from that. And I had a real conversation with Rob, and I really thought it helped. I really thought I broke through to him. He was so honest. He was so open. He was so real about his addiction and the thoughts and the whispers in the back of his mind and how it consumed him and convinced him to do these things. He told me all the lies it told him and how he slipped back into it, and how he wanted help, and he was glad I was here for him. And he messed up, even though, and it's crazy with addiction too. We love people so deeply that, and when they're right there, it's just, this love makes it an illusion. Like it complicates things. It complicates things when we're trying to help people, right? Because in this moment, it can be fine and everything's all right because we love them, and he's on the right track and he's going to be okay. That's what I was thinking to myself. I'm just trying to show you that you seem like an okay guy, decent heart, and point you have to motivate yourself to get out there and make yourself a good life. You're right, man, and that's what this is about. That's what all this is about, man. Moving forward, honoring my brothers, and that's what I just felt inspired to share this avenue of 988 today. If you're in crisis, or there's people out there that'll listen, man. If you feel like you don't have anybody, no, brother, I appreciate everything you're saying right now, David. Dave, you're absolutely amazing, man. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. This is a complicated little truck we're taking this morning together, and but it seemed like the right time. It seemed like the right time to to expose people to this, because of everything I've been through, I never even heard of this stupid shit. I've never, not stupid shit, I've never heard of this stuff. I never heard of the 988 thing, the fact that there's help out there beyond, and the crazy thing is, I'm sitting here realizing, I got to start understanding, the thing with Rob really helped me understand, or should help me learn, what's out of my control. I tried to handle it that way, and I thought I handled it by having that conversation, and then, in that moment, could things have been different? Who knows? They couldn't have been. They had to be exactly the way they are, and I accept that. But we need to learn from these things, If I can help one addict out there, if there's some, one person in pain that's thinking about taking their life, there's an avenue for help out there, man. I just really wanted to express that today, because I'm feeling extremely emotional, and I want to face this head on. I want to be like the buffalo. I want to move forward, and I want to grow and learn and do something different. Whether, if I, no matter what shit show I get stuck in, that's all we can do, is learn from the past and do something different. And maybe I can help you guys learn from my past so that you don't have to go through it. And 988 helps. Yeah, I believe so. From what I've been told and how it's helped people. Thank you, Nick, for having that conversation with me and exposing me to that idea so that I could spread that knowledge of what this is. I think that's very important to me. It's very important to me with what I've went through. And all right, that's good. Yeah, but we're gonna ride through this emotion together this morning. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna come together. I hope everybody out there is having a great day. And if you're not, again, take these lessons to heart. You don't want to live in regret. You don't want to live in regret. You don't want to be in that place where someone you love is not in this world anymore because of the actions you could have taken. We can't change the past. All we can do is set a block right now to define the rest of our future, and that's what I'm working on. Poland, yeah, that's a Viacam. Yeah, man, beautiful place. Maybe I will. Let's see where the adventure brings us today. The adventure brings us to connection and understanding. And appreciation and love is a complicated thing. I'm trying to figure out my place here. I'm trying to figure out how to do the next right thing. And sometimes I get so wrapped up in the beauty of this adventure and my healing and growth, that all that stuff, all that regret, all that pain, all that loss seems a million miles away, but it's not. It's right there in the back of my mind. And I think that I know that the healing comes from exposing that and, being opened. Hey, Kat, it's really good to have you back. It's been a couple days. Today we're having a little bit of a serious conversation. I appreciate having you back in here, though. It's amazing to have you here today. I appreciate you deeply. If you are in crisis, or someone who's in crisis, whether that means addiction or depression, grief, to the point where they are ready to leave this place, there's a way out. There's a way out. And if you're dealing with someone that you love that's an addict, I highly suggest Al-Anon. I've been making serious threats for a while. Thank you again, sis, for pointing that out and having the strength to take that avenue, and then suggest that avenue to me, because I've been making serious threats about that for a while. I still don't know how to handle it. I still don't know. I act like I do because I've been through it, right? And now I know better. No, it's okay. No need to be sorry. Between friends, never necessary. You're here right now, Kat. Exactly where you need to be. Just carry that with us. Carry that love and appreciation and respect and acceptance. That's the goal for today. expose ourselves completely so that we can heal and grow and help the ones we love to the best of our ability. Um, it's a complicated thing. It's complicated. It's so simple from the outside. It's so simple on your way there. It's so, you know, how do you help the ones you love? How do you? Yeah, Dave, dude, are you serious? I'm from upstate New York, man. I'll be headed home eventually. I would. You seem like a good dude with an open heart, man. Maybe we should get together and take a hike when I get up there, man, if that's possible. Uh, you know, connection, appreciation, all that stuff. No, I'm actually in Georgia right now, on an epic adventure to find myself in a sense of home, to heal from all these things we're talking about, to the best of my ability. And today, the healing comes in the form of being straightforward with it, dealing with it straight on and trying to expose other people to the tools I've been given even recently. Gutterland, New York. I'm not sure exactly where that is. I'm from Kirkville, man. Um, but yeah, appreciate you guys being here today. Appreciate you guys hearing me. And again, man, no matter what you're going through, if you feel like you don't have anybody, or if you feel like the people around you can't speak with, man, there is somebody out there. 988 is here to help. Is here to help you with your abuse situation, your addiction, your thoughts of not wanting to be in this place anymore. This thought of a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you've been through it, you understand. Um, Steve was an amazing human being. I never thought in a million years. I thought there'd be tomorrow. And that, I guess that's the thing too. Sometimes you got to realize there is no tomorrow when it comes to these things, these big things. There is no tomorrow. Albany's a couple hours away from me. That's awesome, man. Yeah, when I get back to New York, we'll have to get together and chat, man. If if you want to become a fellow traveler, that'd be amazing. Check out the adventure so far. Um, this time around, it starts in the shorts, my short of dealing with grief, and then goes on from there to a bunch of beautiful things. VA here, Fuzzy VA, awesome, brother. Good to have you. Just remember, love is not easy, man. Love is not easy. Loving ourselves isn't easy. Loving the people we love isn't easy. It's a very, very complicated thing, and it's scary as shit to make the move, to say the thing you need to say, it seems so simple before you get into the moment, and then it's beyond hard. It's beyond hard, and then retrospect can be such a bitch, and I'm just trying to save some people out there from that retrospect feeling. If you're in pain, if you've dealt with grief, if you're feeling in loss, reach out, man. Reach out, for the love of God. Fucking reach out. Again, feeling a bit emotional this morning and overwhelmed. I know my brothers would be proud that I'm facing this head on and doing my best to grow. It's just how um, I'm glad we're having a good time out there, my friend. You're 11, brother. This is an intense conversation for 11-year-old. Keep that in mind as you grow, my friend. You ever find yourself in a place where you are broken and lost and feel like you have nobody, you have somebody. At the very least, you have this number to call that will help you get through whatever you're getting through. Hopefully you have a family and people you can trust and love. That's it, sis. I appreciate you understanding. And that's it. I'm just trying to put it all out on the table to help, to possibly help one more human being uh, through a dark, deep struggle, because I wish I could have helped my brothers more. I wish I could have. I did, and I accept right now. I didn't have the tools then. I didn't go through it. You know, it was uncharted territory when I lost Steve, and no matter all the crazy shit I've seen and we've been through, and the people I'd lost up to that point, it just didn't. You know, it didn't seem like the end. It felt like there was going to be a tomorrow, and eventually we'd talk. But right now wasn't the right time. You know, and it's hard because you can't talk to a drug. You know, you can't talk to someone who's fiending for a drug going to get it. You know, and that in that scenario, I don't hold a lot of. You know, at this point, I'm not holding anything against me. I did the best I could. I was there for him. I didn't have the tools, or I hadn't gone through the trials that I would have gone through to be able to put my foot down and say, hey, I'm telling you what I know is reality, whether that changes things or not. You know, and it probably wouldn't have changed anything. Let's be real. Things are going to be the way they're going to be, especially when it comes to addicts. You know, and I learned that lesson with Rob by changing it up and doing something different. And you're right, brother. We take care of ourselves first. I appreciate that reminder. That was my father's biggest piece of wisdom. You know, and that's on the whole trip. I'm trying to take care of myself first, and then part of that is being open with you guys. You know, being honest, being real, and you know, and trying to share the tools that I've been given. You know, and trying to share what I've been through so that you don't have to go through it. So you don't have to feel that regret and that pain of not saying something. So you don't have to feel the regret or the pain that comes along with losing siblings. Um, you know, feeling like you could have done more, feeling like I could have done more. You know, things could have been different, but I didn't have the tools. Accepting that, you know, is hard. Yeah, it was good seeing you, Cat. It won't always be such a heavy conversation, man. I felt like this was needed this morning, um, for me, and hopefully for somebody out there. You know, Cat. But you have a great day. Tomorrow will be a little bit lighter, I promise. I won't drag this on forever. It's feeling real heavy and real. You know, I'm trying to gather strength for the journey to come, and lean on my brothers and sisters out there with a little bit of the tools I've been given to find a way out. You know, and to express to people, out there, that there is a way out. There is a way out. This is, leaving this world is a temporary solution to, is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's the reality of it. Dealing with addiction is complicated. That monkey on your back is something that will trick you and convince you, and it just wants you to keep going. I mean, I don't know how it is to be an addict, but I've loved addicts, and Rob exposed me completely to his mindset, and not that I've never done anything crazy or stupid, but we can definitely chat again. I got a bunch of shit to do today. I wish you well, brother, and hope we'll talk soon. Yeah, we will, dude. Coffee every morning, man. I'm adamant about it. I didn't really feel up for it today, but that was another reason, especially why I had to do it. This thing on the forefront of my mind, this stress, this grief. I want to stop just pushing it down and pretending like it's not there. That's the tool I've had. It's okay. Just kind of push it all down and be strong. Push it all down and be strong, man. We can handle this. We've got this. We've been through the world, the trenches, and everything else. No regrets, right? And that's great most of the time, and that seems to work for most people. But there's a limit to how that works. There's a limit to it. We can't live like that forever, and that didn't save my brothers. So if you're out there and you're in need and you're in pain, I'm here with you, and we'll be okay. We're gonna get through this. But from my point of view, you got to stop pushing it down. You got to stop ignoring it. You got to stop, you got to spread these lessons of love and appreciation that were learned through pain and struggle. And we've got to come together and help our brothers and sisters understand there's a way out. There's a way out. And I appreciate you, Dave. There's a way out for you out there if you're in pain. And it's reaching out. It's being open. It's being honest. Whether you're being abused, whether you're addicted to drugs, whether you're thinking about taking your own life, there's a way out. And it's 988 is the first step. The crisis hotline, a nationwide crisis hotline that can help you. Where you're in that crisis at all. Your crisis is you don't know how to handle someone who's in this place. You don't know, and then Al-Anon comes in too, right? That's something that you could use. These people have been through it, right? You come together with the people that have been through it and talk about how to get out of it. What's the solution here? And I've been making serious threats about that for a while, and it's some days it's all so far away. Today it just seems right there in my face, and I felt like I had to address it. And it's hard to reach out. It's hard to ask for help, especially as men. I don't know about how it is to be a woman, but I know that we are taught to just handle it. We're taught to just hold on, and we're taught to just bottle it all up and be stronger than it, and show this thing. Don't be weak, and that's what takes a lot of us men. That's what took Steve, he was wrapped up in his addiction, and he didn't know how to ask for help. And I don't want that from anybody. I don't want that from any of my brothers and sisters out there. I love you all deeply, and I want you to find healing and growth in this world of pain, and know that you don't deserve to be wrapped up in it, and there's a way out. There's help. I'm here. I'm here with an open heart and an open mind, trying to spread the tools. I mean, if there's any other tools out there that seem prevalent in the scenario, what we're talking about, if there's anybody that wants to express what they're going through, if there's anybody that just wants to say hi, feel free. This is an open discussion of love and appreciation and how we deal with these things. And this is how I'm dealing with it. I'm exposing it to you and to the world, and I'm going to grow. I'm going to learn from the past. I won't make the same mistakes. I won't do it. And all these tragedies are so prolific. It changes our lives in these ways, and we learn from them, and that's what gives them value. I take that from Steve's passing, that I learned a little bit, and I handled Rob differently, and it didn't work, and I learned a little bit, and I just want to express that little bit that I've learned, and know your limits, know what you can handle for the people you love, know what you can do, accept what you can do, and do your best to be your best and do your best. And again, our coffee talks aren't usually this heavy. They're usually more about acceptance and appreciation and love and how we're going to get off to the right foot. Well, sometimes it takes a little bit of this to get off to the right foot, a little bit of open honesty, a little bit of being okay with not being okay sometimes. Yeah. I truly hope that one person out there hears me, and whether you have someone struggling with addiction, whether you have someone that's struggling with their mental illness, whether you're struggling with addiction or mental illness or abuse in some way, reach out and ask for help. You're not alone. It doesn't make you weak, because in the end, looking back, I'd do anything to save my brothers. Anything. And I didn't do anything. I did the best I could with the tools I had. Hopefully by exposing the world to these tools, our YouTube family out there, to your family, to your heart, from mine to yours. We can change it up a little bit, and we won't have to live in regret. We can give purpose to these things. Um, it's hard to see the purpose in tragedy. It's hard to, but there's lessons there, and there's a purpose there if we learn from these lessons, and that's all I'm trying to do. Learn from the lessons of my past, trying to accept the things I cannot change, um, trying to have the strength to change the things I can, and really praying this morning for the wisdom to know the difference. I need it especially today. Idaho, G. Stoney, it's good to see you this morning, buddy. It's good to have you around. Tempo of this conversation is a little bit heavier than usual, but we're talking about help, man. Do you have anybody in your life dealing with addiction? How do you handle that? Do you have anybody in your life dealing with not wanting to be here anymore? Have you had to deal with that? This 988 thing seems like a good thing. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing me. My brother, your brother. This serious threats about Al-Anon for a long time. I've been through all this. I know I've been given all these tools, right? I can do it. I'm doing all right, until I'm not. Sometimes we gotta continuously take the medicine. We're feeling all right, and we're like, we don't need that medicine. I know as a man, like, I've been conditioned to like push this stuff down, and like then it's bottled up and it feels gone. I know that's what Rob and Steve are going through too. And it's hard, especially with addiction, because Rob made it through Steve's entire 10-day after he passed without using, and about a year sober before it caught up with him again. It's a consistent battle. This battle with addiction is an everyday thing. You got to take your medicine every day. If you need meetings and that's your medicine, you got to go. If meth is a horrible goddamn thing, man. I've had some friends strung out and broken. I appreciate you sharing that, G. Stoney. That means a lot. Because I'm dealing right now today. I'm dealing with a lot of emotions that I have to deal with my brothers, man, and what I could have, should have, would have done, what I wish I could have done, how things might have been different, even though I know I can't change them. And the value of how those things played out to help me have the tools to do things different, man. I pray for your brother, G. Stoney, and I guess part of it, from what I've learned, is we only have today, man. And I hope we can get him some help. I hope that, I know how hard that conversation can be, and it can be almost impossible, right? Like to have that conversation with someone you love, and to get them to see the severity of what they're going through and how they're putting their life on the line, because it's not that way to them, With Rob, it wasn't that way. He had it under control. What do you mean, man? You're gonna die? Like, everything's good. And I believed him, because Rob was their strength. He was our protector. He was the wolf. When I found out, we had that conversation, then he went his way, and he moved out, and I didn't tell Al, and Al had all, and I sat there with him. He said, he's got to move out and do his own family thing, Scotty. It's okay. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you. And I looked right at him, and I wanted so badly to say he's using again, and I didn't, because I told Rob I wouldn't, and that's regret, man. I regret that. I should have told our father. Man, I was right there. I lost them both, man. I lost them both. Maybe, and it's hard to talk to a drug, man. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to talk to a drug, but, in that moment where he hears you next time, suggest 988, man. Sit there with him and have him call with you. I guess they'll come pick you right up, bring you to an inpatient. Yeah. It's not herb, it's a cigarette. Not that I'm against medicating myself at all, but not this morning, man. Not this morning. This morning, we're going to be open and honest and clear-headed. At least I'm going to be clear-headed this morning for the task to come. But yeah, Cannabis can be good medicine too, and that's the thing, with Rob and his addiction. I believe cannabis could have helped him. If you're in a place where your brother could possibly get a medical card or it's legal, um, I remember Rob telling me that if I could just smoke, man, like all this stuff would seem stupid, but that scream is so loud, that, and then it whispers and it tells you these lies, and then one lie, and then, that's his words. Exactly. And we can't make anybody do anything, but we can lead them to water, right? Especially when that addiction's whispering in their ear, telling them everything's going to be all right. And for goddamn sure it's not because you've been through it. Um, exactly, brother. Cannabis is an amazing medicine, and I feel like it could have saved Rob's life, but he couldn't smoke because he was on probation, and then his Medicaid lapsed, and he couldn't get the medication for his anxiety he needed, and that's what caused him to relapse, for sure. Um, so if you got a stigma against it, whatever, man. But if someone you love is on something hard and they think cannabis can help, man, take it from us right here, right now. Take it from Mister's father. Um, take it from me. I know that it could have helped Rob. He just couldn't at the moment because of how it was. Out to Rob, to Steve, to all the brothers out there in pain that are lost. We're here for you. If you hear me right now, you need help right now. Tomorrow is never going to come. Tomorrow never comes, man. That's the reality of it. Tomorrow never fucking comes, man. And then when it... I'm sorry to hear that, G. Stoney. That's what they do. They run and they hide. After Rob, exposed himself to me, he ran and hid, man. And then in my delusional way, I was like, we had that conversation, He's off there. He's going to do it. He said he's going to do it, but he got away from me, because I confronted him, and he went on quite a run for a while, and me being oblivious, doing my own thing. And then, to be honest with you, I got the call, man. Because it's these things, it's these little things that add up, and then we know, right? It's gone for 4 hours to go get 2 Gatorades for him and his girl, and she calls me crying. She knows he's using, and I didn't think any, even after all the people I've lost, I didn't think about, him dying. Here we go again. Here's the roller coaster of bullshit and lies and hustling and Rob not being Rob, and then the call came the next day, and he was gone. So take it for what it is, guys. Try to learn from my mistakes, and I'm not gonna hold it against myself because of how things, were and what I knew in that moment. But I've got to do something different now. I know that, and it's just hard. It's hard being in this place. Fucking drugs, man. Convince them they have it under control. Convince me they have it under control. And it's hard to convince a drug that you need help right now because tomorrow seems so much more realistic. And you're right, you can't help anybody that won't help themselves, man. I'm just trying to put some tools in front of people to help themselves, and thank you for the reminder, brother. Thank you. Because I can't force anybody to do anything. I couldn't force them to do anything. Maybe it wouldn't have changed anything if I would have acted differently. If I would have, maybe it wouldn't have, but I wouldn't live in that regret. And that's I guess the big thing, from here on out is I don't want to live in regret anymore. So I got to take these actions to at least say what I have to say, have the strength to say it, have the strength to be adamant about it. And that's what I'm building up to right now. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to express to everybody out there. Have the strength to say what needs to be said, whether it helps or not, man. It's not about them. It's about taking care of ourselves first, right? It's about us not living in regret once the shit hits the fan, man. Because, even with the traditional teachings, and all the beautiful medicine I was given through the understanding of the transition from this world to the next, it doesn't change the regret, man. And knowing that I couldn't have changed anything, I know that. Um, Knowing that I'm still scared shitless to push people away, not sure what to do, trying to do something different. I can be proud of myself. This is something different, and that's the thing, man. How do you convince, a drug of that the drugs there's, and that's the problem with the love scenario, because I believe that Rob believed that he could get sober in that moment. I believe that, in that moment he wanted to, but I couldn't police and guard him 24/7. That's not possible, and I don't want anybody out there to get into that scenario thinking that they can and then hold it against themselves. Because that drug is, the addiction is more powerful than anything, and it's hard. I can't understand it because I'm not like that. Praying helps me too, brother. Helps me too. Ask Creator for guidance. Ask God for the wisdom to understand what to do here in this place. Yes, my connection with Creator helps me deeply, brother, and I appreciate that reminder too. We got to lean on Creator. We also got to do, we can't put it all in his hands. Life is a test. Are we going to learn and grow from what's happened in the past? Or are we going to keep doing the same shit over and over again? No matter how things play out, I won't make the same mistake again. And I just want to help our brothers and sisters out there through what I've been through. There's avenues for help. We just got to ask. We just got to reach out. And, we got to make sure that these things are known. And if they don't take those avenues, I think we can still be emotionally stable if we do what we think's right in the moment. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Just trying to do the next right thing in this moment, for people I love. That's all. And I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys allowing me to be open and honest and contributing to the conversation. I really appreciate you guys deeply. And then on top of that, we can't, you're right, we can't control anybody else. So if you do take some actions and you do say these things and nothing changes, then yeah, then you took the actions though, right? They have to hit rock bottom. And Scott, my brother, the Creator will never give you what you can't handle. He's trying to teach us lessons. I appreciate that, Nicole. Appreciate that, sis. It means a lot to me to have you remind me of these beautiful things. It's a complicated thing dealing with people. And I'll have to admit, I've been at the point where I've felt like I can't handle this world, especially after losing both my brothers, especially after dealing with all the regret of what I should have, could have, would have done. Especially after thinking I could handle this myself, and that I need to understand I need help. I need help. I need Al-Anon. I need people around me that get it. I need to help myself like I'm helping right now. This is helping me by exposing these tools that I've been given. I can't. And we all deal with these things, right? And it's so taboo to talk about it, right? We don't want to, it's got to be put to the forefront. This mental illness thing, this addiction thing, this grief, pain, and loss thing that we don't expose. We bottle it up and we shove it down, and it's better, right? We mask it with the next right thing, and we don't do the next right thing, because it's hard. It's hard to do the next right thing. It's hard to tell someone you love the truth, because especially if they're addicted, that they're not going to hear you. They have a way out. They've justified what they're doing. And that thing in the back of their head will justify it in a million different ways and be more real than you could ever be. We got to accept that. I'm not in Tennessee yet. I'm in Georgia at the moment. Still trying to figure out what the game plan is. It might have dramatically changed. We'll figure out here this afternoon. The game plan was Tennessee and Misled Utopia's band practice and helping on the property, but we're not sure where that's leading now. But yeah, I love and appreciate you guys, man. Welcome to the journey. That's the whole premise of the Traveling Scott channel, man. It's at its core, it's about healing and growing, finding your medicine. And that's what I'm searching for. I'm searching for my medicine. I'm searching for the medicine. And then I want to expose that medicine. I want to help people find it. I want to help people grow. I want to help people understand there's a way out, I want to help people understand that sometimes it's beyond our ability, and even if we do these things, it may not change anything, but we won't have to live in regret because we took actions, because that's what I regret. The actions I didn't take, the things I said, I have no regret over, but the actions I didn't take, not telling our father there was a problem, and that's why I was concerned with him moving out. And you're right, man. It's a scary thing to talk to someone about what we love because we know they'll just pull away, and we know that the drug won't let them hear us. Rob right there to my, right in front of me heard me, man. But as soon as I wasn't right there, that drug had more control over him than my love as a brother. And we can't, that's the thing too. Like, we can't police these people. We can't do it. We want to be there. We think that, I thought that, being open with Rob and that, me loving him as a brother could be enough, and that, but I realize now that thought was naive, that no one's strong enough to fight somebody else's addiction. That's their decision. They have to decide to fight it. But as loved ones, what we can do is expose the truth to them, no matter how scared we are of losing them or upsetting them. And that's the strength I'm looking for this morning. I'm looking to do the next right thing in this moment, especially from what I've learned. I've learned these lessons. I don't want to go through the same regret again. I don't want you to go through that regret, whether it saves a loved one you have or not. It's about taking care of ourselves first. It's hard to convince somebody how out of control shit is, man. They've got it under control. What are you talking about? Like, it's all right. It's a game plan. I got a game plan here. And I'm going to be okay, right? Like, that's what they think. And they really believe this shit. But I'm telling you, no one has control over this shit. Nobody, and for someone who's dealing with addiction, if we got to take the love factor out of it. That's what makes it complicated. That's what rehabs are for. That's what inpatients for is, because we can't be held responsible for policing the ones we love. It's never going to work that way because there's always going to be a way out. That whisper's constant. Every second of every day, just get one more hit and everything's going to be fine, and then you can figure it out from there. That lie that the drug tells these people we love, is a tricky thing. And they, from the inside, they don't see how dangerous it is, man. On the outside, I didn't see how dangerous it was. Shit. I had that conversation with Rob, man. I still didn't. It still hit me like a ton of bricks when I got the phone call from our father, man. Even though days before I got a phone call from his girl saying, with the "here we go again" shit. And I didn't take it seriously. I took it seriously. Like, I'm going to talk to him, and we're going to, this time, I talked to him before, but this time I'm going to be there and be adamant, and then I didn't get a chance to do that, but in reality, that's not on me, that was on Rob. And, but we have to, for our own peace of mind, we have to stand up for what we think's right, and we have to say it. We have to put it out there, whether it changes things or not. We have to, give these tools, and we have to grow and learn from the things we've been through. And I just hope that one person out there can hear me that might be going through this, or that might have someone they love that's going through some kind of, domestic abuse or addiction or grief, you know. And it's hard to talk to the people we care for too. So, this 98.8 thing seems like an amazing thing. Um, because, it's easier to talk to someone you don't know. And maybe this will be easier for someone to hear me, because there's no emotional connection. That emotional connection, that love makes things so complicated, right? Because when we have those conversations with the person we love, this sense of clarity and appreciation comes through, like, oh, they hear me and everything's going to be fine. But we can't be there 24/7. We can't make the decision for them. Um, they've got to make the decision to get help. What we can do is put it in front of them that we know and we want them to get help, and the delusions that they're telling themselves are fucking delusions. They don't have control over this shit. Nobody has control over hard drugs, man. Fucking fentanyl and heroin nowadays, like, that's what took both my brothers, man. Steve took his life because he was fiending for heroin, and Rob got a hold of some fentanyl, whether he knew it or not, and he'd been sober for some time. Uh, and like I said, he couldn't get his medication, and he couldn't smoke cannabis, and he was too prideful to ask for help. He did ask for help. We were on the same anxiety meds, and I gave him some, and then he went through those and didn't ask again. For whatever reason, because that drug had him figure, we'll just use this. This will get us through. It'll be okay. Just one little taste. He told me that when he was open to me about these lies, and how easy it is, and how it's going to be okay. How this drug lies to these people. Yeah, you're right. Tomorrow it never comes, man. And when it does, it's got to be a big thing. It's got to be. It can't just be this thing. They have no control over it, but they think they do. They always think they do. You know, you might think you have control over this thing, but I'm telling you, it's taken a lot of people I love, despite, not even just my brothers. Scooby Doo. You're right. They do. And me too, man. Me too. I've fallen victim to that. That's what me and the boys did, in our younger years. We were running around self-medicating with drugs and booze. And, because that's what we were shown. That was the tool we were given. And just trying to help people know that there's a way out, and there's something better than numbing that pain. Growth is hard. Numbing that pain is easy. Taking that hit and feeling good and letting it all drive, bottling it all up. It's easy, man. That is easy. The hard thing is confronting the demon, confronting this thing. I know demon might be kind of a dramatic word to use, but that's a hard thing, because this thing lives inside of the people we love. And it convinces and distorts reality for them, and it's one small step until it's out of control. And then when it's out of control, they're still convinced they got it all under control and no one knows what's going on. It's fucking crazy, man. Nodding out right in front of you. And then act like you're tripping. Like, with Rob, he came out of the bathroom standing there like this. And I'm like, bro, this is it, man. I got to say something to you because I didn't say something to Steve. Sit the fuck down, man. You're fucked up right now. And he was like, nah, man, no, I'm good. You're tripping. I'm like, I'm not tripping. I felt insane for weeks because I seen it going on. I wasn't saying anything, and it was tearing me apart, And so I went into the bathroom, and I found his stash spot, and I fucking laid it out in front of him. Tell me I'm crazy now, brother. Tell me I'm fucking crazy now. I'm not doing this again with you. You know what I'm saying? We lost our brother over this shit. You're going to be open and honest with me right now. And he did. Man, he was. And then that door opened, and it was an amazing conversation, and we talked, and he confided in me, and he wanted help, and he'd be there for me, and he asked me not to tell our father, because we had already lost a brother, and he didn't want him to handle it, but we'd handle this together. And he promised me he'd handle it. Um, and then he found a way out. He found a way away from me. You know, he moved out of the place we were staying in under the pretense that him and his girl who were pregnant needed their own thing, and they moved to her parents' house who were naive and knew nothing about this stuff, and he continued to run around while I went on my own life. You know, and I seen him here and there, made him birthday dinner, and, you know, we're still brothers, and I just acted like everything was fine when I knew underneath everything was not fine. I knew what was going on. I should have known what was going on. W. What's up, Scooby-Doo? W what? And you're right, you know, and that's the thing. That's the problem. When it wears off, the pain's still there, you know, because it's the easy way out. You know, there's no true healing in that numbing. There's no true healing in hiding from whatever's causing you to run and numb. You know, but with addiction, I've found through the people that I love deeply that it can convince you of almost anything. It can convince you that everything's okay and that you've got it under control. And that's an illusion. I don't think anybody can control that when they're dealing with addiction. And it comes along the lines with a lot of other things. You know, it's hard for us to understand, you know, it's hard for us to understand things that we haven't been through. You know, it's like trying to explain anxiety to someone who's never had anxiety. It's trying to explain back pain to someone who's never been in pain. It's trying to explain hunger to someone who's never been hungry. You know, it's complicated, and it's hard for us to see. And I don't have a full spectrum of it because I never dealt with it. Yeah, I did all these things. I was a crazy son of a bitch. You know, I numbed my pain with everything that could come along when I was younger. And oh no, man, the hardest. Yeah, you're right, Scooby-Doo. It's facing those demons straight on. You know, and we want to numb. We want to passively not say anything. We want to, and it's hard because what do you say, man? You don't want to push someone off the edge with anger. You don't want to like, this is what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? How the hell? That's never helped. That's never helped nobody. You know, it didn't. They got to make that decision to heal, and that's all on them. You know, but what I'm referring to here is just the fact that I don't want you guys to have to live in regret. I don't want to live in regret anymore. I'm not going to live in regret. I'm going to handle the next scenario differently, and I'm going to try to give the people I care for the tools they need, and this seems like an amazing tool. 988 is there for you, man. Nationwide, no matter what it is, it's a crisis hotline, man. And you know, if you're out there running around, scurrying around, convincing yourself everything's okay, and you're not around the people you love, and you're using, you're in crisis, man. You know, and even if you are, and you're not, you know, and the people don't know how to handle it, and even if you're admitting it to the people that you love, man, like, and you're still not handling it, you still have it under control, and then it's all okay. You know, that's where Rob was, man, you know, and then he got a batch with heavy fentanyl in it. I'm sure he thought he was doing heroin, you know. That monkey on their back is something insane, man. And I understand, you know, pain and anxiety and stress. I don't understand addiction. I really don't, you know. I don't have that, need it right now. And I've never allowed myself to get to that point, you know, and that's why I never fucked with heroin, man. Whew, fentanyl. Like, no, you know, I went through my shit with cocaine and acid and you know, ecstasy and you know, but I was able to stop, and then I was also able to recognize, like, when the next wave came around, like, we've played this game, man, this ain't going nowhere. But in an addict's mind, man, they don't have control over it, I guess, you know, and I'm not taking all the responsibility away from them, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm not holding it against them the way I don't hold it against someone who has anxiety. You know, I'm not holding it against them the way I don't hold it against somebody who's hungry. You know, it's an overwhelming feeling, man. I'm addicted to cigarettes, ridiculously addicted. You know, and that ain't shit compared to what you got to go through with heroin. And I've seen it firsthand. It's disgusting. You know, it's the most painful thing in the world. I had a really close friend that I sat there with, man, and watched him in himself and puke and be shaken and be cold and sweating all at the same time. And, every 4 seconds, you're trying to convince himself a way out of the room, and just, I'm just going to go run down to the store real quick and all this stuff, man. And I sat there with him, man. Sat there with him, which seemed like forever, man. Then I went to the bathroom, I came out, he was gone. So, I mean, you can't do it. You can't police these people. You can't police a drug. You can't make them want help. Sometimes you can't even convince them there's a problem. Most of the time you probably can't, because they got it under control. What are you talking about? Everything's all right, and whether you can change them or not, I think the medicine for you, for me, is to just act differently so we don't have to live in regret, right? That's all. Just try to figure out a way not to live in regret. Try to figure out a way to be strong enough to face these things forward. I know I got a little emotional here in the beginning of this, and I'm not going to apologize for that. This is a very emotional conversation for me. I love my brothers deeply. I miss them immensely. I want to learn from the lessons that they laid out before me through their tragedy, through their pain and their grief and their loss. Through my pain, grief, and loss. I miss my brothers, man. And if I would have known about this avenue, who knows what could have happened, but I would have, I would have tried to lay this avenue out before them. I really wish that the cannabis thing in New York would have been acceptable the way it is now. We could have got Rob onto a medical situation, and it would have mattered he was on probation. I really think that would have helped him. Despite what, stigmas people still may have on cannabis, the right kind of cannabis is good medicine for certain people at certain times, and I'd rather see someone smoking herb than doing heroin. And every heroin addict I've ever talked to that's gotten sober and used cannabis, they smoke it, and it seems stupid to do heroin. What? It's like a reality check. Like, that seems ridiculous, man. I'm all right. I'll just chill, eat something, and watch cartoons, but without that little bit of a release, without that medicine, they're looking for some kind of avenue of release, and that can be insanely appealing. I couldn't even imagine how appealing that avenue of release can be. That it's right there, man. All you got to do is take it, and you feel a million times better. Especially seeing what I've seen with people go through that. It's ridiculous. But if anybody out there is dealing with this, please have the strength to do the best you can so you don't have to live in regret, man. And know that no matter what, it's not your fault. It's got to be their decision. I'm just trying to lay some tools out in front of you guys to help you make the best decision you can in a shitty scenario, and to help me to understand that I can make a better decision in a shitty scenario. I could do better. I did better with Rob than I did with Steve, and I will do better next. The next round. I got to reflect and understand the past. I got to accept it, move forward, and be open to these tools. The 988 thing seems like an amazing tool, and that's the premise of today. That's why it's coffee in the morning in my camper car. 988. You know what I'm saying? Call them. It's crisis, man. You're in crisis right now. If you're you're in crisis. You're not in control of this shit. It takes lives, and it's, and if you're addicted right now and you're hearing this and you think you got it under control, believe me, Rob was the strongest fucker I ever knew, man. And I knew he had it under control, man. He had me convinced, all these other people don't know what the hell they're doing, man. I'm all right, brother. I got your back. He's okay. I got this. I'm just trying to get through today the best way I can, and then tomorrow doesn't come, But I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate a couple of you sharing here, your struggles with the people that you love. Please continue to share. So if you do, please, for your own benefit, reach out and do the best you can, whatever that means. Don't hold your tongue. Don't be afraid of losing this person you love because they don't want to hear what you have to say. Because in reality, when you do the hard thing, my sister Nicole will tell you, because I've held regret on some of the hard shit I've had to do for her, it's appreciated in the future. Love is not catering to these people, is not catering to somebody. Love is doing what is necessary for their growth and their healing. It's doing the hard thing. It's saying the thing that needs to be said, whether that's going to change things or not. It's putting these tools in front of them, whether they'll take them or not, because you did the best you could. You won't have to live in regret because you've put these tools in front of them. You told them they're full of shit. You're not listening to their bullshit, you know? They don't have it under control. No matter how much they seem they have it under control, I promise you they don't. We even convince ourselves they have it under control. I convinced myself that Rob had it under control, right? Got this, man. He'll get sober. He'll figure it out. You know, just get through. He'll be okay. Again, I really wish he could have used cannabis. I really wish we had a better healthcare system. That he wouldn't have, someone on probation loses their medical coverage and can't get the anxiety medicine that they need in this country is horrendous. Crank, I appreciate you being with us today, brother. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for understanding. Thank you, man. Thank you for being a good friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for helping me learn and grow, man. Thank you, brother. And no matter how it plays out, I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll be headed your way eventually, man. Maybe sooner than later. I don't know. I'd love to chill with you, spend some time. And we're in the solution. The solution is to expose our loved ones to these things, or for me to expose it to you. If you're in pain right now, if you're feeling like you can't hold on, you're feeling like you don't have anybody, you're feeling like nobody cares. Believe me, I understand that. The house gets so big and so empty, and I just got to run. I got to run out here and find a home, or I wouldn't have made it. And then to be able to be with the people I care for is what's healed me. To be able to expose myself to Eleanor and Sonia, and to my sister and my brother, and to my sister out here, is what I need. That's the premise, man. That's the whole thing. I'm trying to figure out how to heal and grow. I'm trying to figure out how to help people heal and grow, and expose people to the medicine. That's the whole thing with this YouTube channel. It's spiritual, emotional, and physical, man. You need a combination of those medicines. You need to hydrate and eat well. You need to listen to good music. You need to take care of yourself. One of the big things in a 10-day is that we eat every meal together. We don't skip a meal during the 10-day after someone passes in the Onondaga beliefs, and we do that because you need to take care of yourself. It seems silly, like, we eat our way through it, but like, we make a spirit plate so that our loved ones can be with us, and we do these things. Expose the outside of where you're at. Sure, man, no problem. Let's go take a walk around here a little bit. It's a beautiful little area here. I'm not going to show the house that I'm at, but I'll show the front yard, and maybe we'll take a walk down the road. How's that sound? Get out of the car for a minute. It is quite a beautiful little area here in Georgia. Yeah. Is there pine trees? Brother, there are trees of all sorts around here in Georgia. It's a beautiful place. Thank you guys for a little walk here at the end of our chat. Just know that you're not alone. Whatever you're going through, make sure that your loved ones know that they're not alone. Make sure that they know that you're not control it or make the decision for them. I'm not even sure what that means, and that's why I'm exploring, getting more and more adamant about this Al-Anon thing for me. I've gone through a lot. I've dealt with a lot of this stuff, and we shouldn't have to handle it alone. We don't have to handle it alone. Find a pine branch. Okay. I'm out of it this morning. I'll admit it's been an emotional morning. We'll find a pine branch, brother. We looking for pine tar? Are we looking for some good medicine? What are we doing here? I've got some pine tar in the car. Get the fat wood. We'll try to find out because we just keep losing you guys along. Yeah. We gotta do better. We gotta be better. We gotta take the medicine, our medicine. We gotta understand what that means and what that is. And I don't know. I do know. You know, I do know. This is the medicine. This is it right here. Oh, oh. Anyway, so yeah, brother, I'm with you. We don't need to find pine tar. Ugh. One of the beautiful gifts of knowledge and love that I've been given is this medicine, the understanding of this medicine, pine tar, and I carry some with me everywhere I go. Oh, beautiful, relaxing medicine. It very much is. It's a good tool for smudging. It's smells amazing. You can make a bunch of stuff with it. So to smudge, what I usually do is I take a spoon and I'll heat it up over the stove or with a torch, and I take a little bit of this and just kind of the medicine. But yeah, no, I appreciate that reminder. I got a call coming in. Real quick. You guys, can you guys hear me now? I got a call from Randy, and I didn't know whether you guys could actually hear him or not if I put it on speakerphone while I chatted with you guys. But you should be able to hear me now. He hung up. Yes, you can hear me now. Randy's in Denver. He's a recovering addict, 10 years sober today. Is actually an amazing thing. Randy, you're amazing. He's part of the other addict. Maybe we could stop and do something better. Randy's in some amazing places, amazing journeys right now. Let me just set you down so I can retape this stupid thing. If I could find the tape now here it is, and we'll tape you back up to the window. We'll continue our conversation here for just a little bit, and then I'll move forward with my day. Adamant about doing the next right thing, invigorated and strengthened through our conversation today. And I really appreciate the open, loving honesty. Again, 988, man. I can't praise it enough. It's there for you or a loved one in crisis. They have to call. If you're in crisis, call. You could call with them if that's something they want to do. But they have to ask for help. They have to reach out, whether it be this feeling of taking your life, or whether this feeling of hopelessness through addiction, or whether it be abuse you can't get out of. 988 is there to help you. And from what I was told by my sister, they will come and pick your ass up right now, take you to an inpatient. They'll come and get you to where you need to be and get you somewhere safe and take care of you. You just got to reach out to them. And yeah, I'm gonna call Randy back here in a minute and have a conversation with him. He's a great guy, great friend, amazing human being, and he made it through his addiction, but he had to make that decision, for his family, for himself first. And he'll say that, for himself first. He had to decide to be where he is. Now he's got 7 kids, 7 girls, and and he's living the life. He's out there driving around, sending me awesome videos from all across the country. I will, sis, and I appreciate you. I'm going to do the best I can today. And that's what we're doing here together. I really hope that this has helped somebody or will help somebody in the future. I really hope that if you're in pain and you feel like you have nobody, that you have someone to reach out to. You have a brother. We feel like that. We feel like we don't have anybody, right? And that's not the truth. The reality of things is we have a lot of people that love us deeply. It's just hard to see that when we're in pain. You reach out. If you don't have anybody you feel comfortable with, call 988. Chat with somebody. They care, People out there care, man. We want you to make it. We want you to make it. That's all, man. And again, I keep finding myself wanting to apologize for the emotional state I started this live in, but I know. I appreciate that, Crank. I had to reach out. I had to start this journey to understand that. But when I was at home, I wasn't feeling that way. Eleanor and Sonia were a million miles away. My sister and her fiance there, my spiritual brother, were a million miles away, and I felt alone. And then the whisper grows, and then I'm here for a reason, and I'm alone because of this, and but it's not the truth. I had to get mad at it. I had to get out, and I had to take my medicine, which for me is to get out and free myself from all these things that bind me, that convince me that I'm alone, that disconnect me from my brothers and sisters. And by brothers and sisters, I mean all of you out there. We have to take that big leap, and it's painful and it's hard, but we got to do it. We got to. We got to be open and honest and loving. We have to do it. There's no other way out. I've tried the softer way. I've tried. I thought that I could make a difference against this overpowering thing called addiction. But the reality of it is we can't be there 24/7. These people need help, whether they realize it or not. And we got to do the best we can for the ones we love by trying to get them the help that we can. All we can do is put the tools in front of them, and hopefully they walk through the door. But we don't have to live in regret if we put those tools in front of them. If you don't have to think to yourself, I wish I would have tried to help them. I wish I would have done something more. You won't have to do that. Good morning, Joe. It's good to have you, buddy. Jumping in on an intense conversation. We're talking about 988 and the benefits thereof. I don't know if you've dealt with anybody dealing with addiction, or if you've dealt with addiction, or if you've dealt with the struggle of mental illness where you feel like you don't belong and you feel like you should leave this world. But we're being open and honest today about these things. That's something that felt like the next right thing to me this morning, especially sharing this tool 988. You, brother, I'm with you. We're not alone. You're not alone. That's the premise, man. I'm here with you right now. And then you talk to us about whatever you want. If there's something more that you need to talk about, 988 is a crisis number that's here for you. I appreciate you, brother. And that's the thing. Yeah, I appreciate you admitting that, Joe. Because I love drugs too. They don't fucking love me. My brothers love drugs. They didn't love them. It took their lives, both of them. And I'm trying to reflect on the gravity of that scenario right now, Joe. You know, we think we have control over it. We think it's no big deal and it can't happen to us, right? Especially when we're in it, you know. And especially and with Rob, man, I'm telling you, I don't care how strong you think you are. He's the strongest man I ever knew. You know, I love numbing, the medicated end of it. You know, it's an easy way out, brother. It feels good. But if you're numbing with drugs and alcohol, do whatever you got to do. And I'm not here to judge, and I'm here for you, but it's not the way out. It's not, And Joe, I appreciate you being honest, brother. I appreciate you being open. I appreciate you being here today. I hope you accept my honesty as love and compassion, not as judgment. Because that's the last thing that anybody needs that's in pain is judgment, man. There is no judgment. You call that number, there's no judgment, man. There's no judgment here in the Traveling Scott shit show. We're just trying to heal and grow and do the best we can, do the next right thing to the best of our ability. And that can be hard, man, especially when it comes to love, man. It makes it so much more complicated to truly be open with someone. We're afraid that we'll lose them. We're afraid they'll be mad at us. We're afraid that connection will be severed, or we're afraid that nothing will happen if we do, but something will happen. You won't have to live in regret, at very least. I'm telling you that right now. But yeah, I appreciate you, Joe. You don't go to meetings. That's up to you, brother. I mean, it all depends. We were just talking about Al-Anon. I think Al-Anon's something that I need to check out. I've checked out Codependence Anonymous. I really think that's something that could help me out if you clamor, and if you put everybody else on a pedestal and everybody else comes first, maybe codependence is part of your problem. I know for me, I always thought codependence was like this toxic set of traits, right? You steer away from it, but through these meetings, I've learned that it's this thing that through our codependence causes a lot of pain. You're addicted to your addict. That's not crazy, man. That's not crazy, sis, and I appreciate you admitting that. The first step is admitting it, I know you love this dude who I fucking want to knock his teeth out, and I'm not gonna. You love him, but you also got to recognize that we tend to love these people that reflect what we went through as children, because we can change it in the now by changing this person, right? And we can't change anybody. We can't make anybody heal. We can help them grow by exposing them to the tools, and that's all we can do. James, brother, I'm really happy to have you here this morning, man. We're having a conversation about trying to help, exposing our pain, exposing ourselves and what we've gone through to help our brothers and sisters grow, my friend. Change through process, man. You're right. It's an everyday thing. The medicine is an everyday thing. As soon as we stop taking the medicine, then we're fucking screwed. As soon as we stop, if you need meetings, as soon as you stop, you're in trouble. That's what Rob was. He was going to go back to meetings. He had this game plan when I finally confronted him, and he really, had no other way but to be honest with me. Good morning, Joe. Yeah, we're having a good morning today. It started off a little rough, a little emotional. I'm still very emotional, still a little rough, but I think it's going well. And I know that being open and honest about this topic, if it helps one person to make a better decision, if it helps one person help someone they love, or if it helps one person pull themselves out of the place that they're in, then this is all worth it. And I know it's helping me. I'm that one person. It's helping me grow and learn and become something more. It's helping me to recognize the past and these things that I may regret, and it's helping me to be different in the future, whether that be right, wrong. You're awesome. You could share the video right now. I didn't realize that was a thing. Good, brother. You try, man. I'm not any good at it either. This whole thing this morning was really hard for me at the beginning, and it's getting a little easier as I open up and expose myself, man. Why do you want to hit someone? Tell them, Nicole. Why do I want to knock your boyfriend's teeth out? He's a tough guy who loves crack. And I love my sister. That's why. Long story short. And he's not a tough guy. He's in pain, you know? Addiction is selfishness, man. You know? Addiction... but it's more than that, too. You know, it's this overpowering sense of need for something that, you know, if you smoke stoke, stop smoking. Just stop. Tell me how you feel. And I'll magnify that by 10 goddamn million. All right? If I stop smoking cigarettes right now, I'm going to be a real place, but I'm not going to have goosebumps on top of goosebumps, sweating profusely while I'm freezing and in myself, you know, at the same time. Like, you got to give it the, you know, it's selfish, but we got to give it the weight that it holds too, Joe. You know, and it is a selfish thing, man. Sobriety is a selfish thing too. You know, sobriety is a selfish thing. You got to do it for you, and you got to come first. You got to make that decision. You know, and you know, I'm working on forgiveness. You know, especially, you know, right now in this moment for my sister's boyfriend who's going through it. He's doing his best. He called 988. He's there right now. They picked his ass up, brought him to a place, and no matter how much I don't like what he's done in the past or how he's treated my sister and my niece, you know, he's doing the right next thing right now, and I got to forgive him. And I do. I forgive you in my heart. You know, and I appreciate that my sister loves this man. You know, it's just hard for me to appreciate that. Wait, what? What are we whatting about there, brother? Maybe I don't know. Forgiveness and appreciation, man. Like, you know, and that's what brought this up. You know, that's what brought this up. It's part of what brought this 988 thing up. And my sister's boyfriend, not to, I don't know how much to expose or whatever, but he made the call. No, he didn't do anything to a baby. I don't know. He's just, he smokes crack and acts a fool and lets drugs run his life and manipulates my sister. That's what's up. But now he's in rehab. He called 988. You know, so who am I to, you know, at this point, you know, I should, you know, no matter how much I hate the dude, you know. This morning I'm in Georgia, my friend, relaxing, having a cup of coffee, reflecting on some of this wisdom that we've been given, or I've been given lately. You know, the 988 thing, you know, really hit home for me learning about it. And I just wanted to spread that wisdom, love, and knowledge. That's all. I just wanted to spread hope that there's a way out. If you're dealing with addiction, or if you're dealing with grief, or if you're dealing with these thoughts of leaving this world through your pain, you're not alone, you know. Me too, Crank. Me too, brother. I'm glad I'm not the man I used to be. Today's another beautiful day, and you know, we can be something more. It's amazingly beautiful here in Georgia. You know, and it's helped me to reflect and feel connected this morning. Welcome, James. I don't know if you've dealt with addiction, or if you have family members that have, or if you've dealt with a loved one losing their life to their own pain. You know, but that's where we're at today, and I'm just trying to express what I've been through and trying to help give the tools I've learned through these things, so that a town in Georgia, Delton, Georgia, Dayton. I think it's Delton is how it's pronounced. I think I'm gonna have one more stove while we sit here and chat, and then it's time to get to the business of the day. You know, have that real conversation. Have the strength to embrace the one you love and say what needs to be said in a way that doesn't push them over the edge or doesn't cause any more pain. I just expose them to this idea of 988. Maybe you need it, you know, for whatever reason, whatever crisis is going on in your life. That's what they're there for. You know, if I have touched base on a certain kind of crisis you're going through, abuse in any type of way, feeling trapped, feeling lost, feeling abandoned, feeling lonely, you know, these are all crises. You feel this way. An hour and I'm not that far away from you, brother. Not at all. You know, and that's the game plan. Is come see you. We're supposed to go to Tennessee, be even closer. But I don't know how the game plans change, and it's evolving as we go. So But yeah, brother, I'm not that far away. I might be coming soon. I might be coming later. I'm coming though, bro. I'm coming. We'll see how today plays out, and then we'll go from there. Um, so I'm not sure exactly. You know, we had a game plan, but those things don't rarely play out the way we plan them. So things might be a little bit different today. I just, through what's going on and through me and through life, I just felt like I had to try to give some of these tools out today that I just learned about, and some of these tools I haven't been using. The Al-Anon thing is something I need in my life, and I need to be adamant about it. Now that I've put it out there to you, now I got to do it because I said I'd do it. I'm going to look into the Al-Anon thing, and I'm going to take the help that I need, because of what happened to my brothers. Thank you, sis. Yeah, she's right. I'm kind of an impulsive creature, chasing cars, not sure what I'd do if I caught them, kind of deal. In 1988, I was seventh largest crack dealer in the United States. Jesus Christ, my friend. Well, we all come from a different place, James. I hope you're doing well today. I don't know no judgment. That it takes consequences, serious fucking consequences, right, James? And that's the thing, man. Like, if we don't lay these consequences out before the ones we love, and help them understand how full of shit they are, that they have control of it. But that's a hard thing. You're trying to convince a drug. You're not. Your loved one is there, but you're not. Try to convince a drug that it doesn't have, that they don't have, Jesus Christ. And maybe it might not work. It might not work doing these things. And learn by your mistakes, sis. You're right. I'm definitely stopping by, man. Sometime soon. Hey, Totally Hyper, welcome, man. It's good to have you here today. It's been a little bit of a somber conversation this morning about reaching out for help, loving the ones that we care for by being open and honest, despite how hard that can be. Trying to put some tools in your hands to help those ones you love or help yourself. This 988 thing just seems amazing. I know that I keep just beating this thing to death, but it surprises me. I've never heard of this, that there's a nationwide hotline that can help you in a crisis. And you got to acknowledge what a crisis is, man. If your life's on the line, that's a crisis. Not in control of anything. James, you're 110% right, and I appreciate you pointing that out, because that's part of the scenario I'm in. We can only kind of direct where we are in the river of life. We can't control it. We can't go back. That's why I ask, that's why I think the serenity prayer is such a beautiful thing, man. Please give me the wisdom, the strength to do what I can, basically, the knowledge to know what I can't, something along those lines. I'm feeling kind of swish brain this morning, but yeah, man, we and I need to stop feeling like, Nicole will tell you, I tried very long to get everybody in control, everybody. I knew what was best for them, and I could change things, and it caused a huge rift. I am, brother. I'm doing that by exposing myself, man. And listening to you and your story helped me out a lot, James. I appreciate where you are. I appreciate where you've been. And, we can help people by sharing these tools. I know it. I know without a doubt in my heart that there's somebody out there that needs to know about this. And I'm adamant about making sure that you hear me. That Al-Anon's there. 988 is there. You have people that love you. You have people that care. All right, brother. You sound like you got a game plan. And I appreciate you, Crank. What is medicine? What is healing? What is growth? It comes from honesty, appreciation, acceptance, and love. The love, again, makes things so complicated. It breeds fear in our hearts for what we should do or say. And I haven't made the idealistic decisions every step of the way. And, I want to get better at making better decisions. I want to be a better brother. I want to be a better brother to the world, to my actual loved ones. I want to help all of us learn and grow out there through giving thanks and being appreciative. God grant me the serenity. There it is. There it is, brother. Thank you, Crank. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's the one right there. That's where I'm at this morning, because I don't want to, that's kind of this balance of where I'm at, right? Because I know that me trying to control everything and fix everything for these people I love, and trying to beat it into submission of how it can be, it doesn't work, man. And James is back on top from a rough place, and if he can do it, anybody can. And Randy's back on top. If he can do it, anybody can. But you have to make that decision. From my wife to you, thank your wife for me, Crank. I look forward to meeting her. I appreciate the love and wisdom. That was one of my father's favorite prayers. And it means a lot to me, because we have to figure out a way to be humble. I can't control the world. I can't make anybody do anything. It's got to be their decision. I really just pray to Creator to give me the wisdom to know the difference of what I can control and what I can't. And please give me the strength to do what I can without pushing too hard and smothering the people I love and really separating myself from them. I realize now that I try to believe and understand that you are part of something much bigger. We are all part of something much bigger. We got to come together to realize that. McLovin, it's good to have you today, brother. We're running on 2 hours now of this thing that I was going to keep simple, but we're talking about loving. We're talking about pain. We're talking about acceptance. We're talking about a way out. And, talking about the mysterious and mischievous way that drugs convince us that we have it all under control. And, some of the tools I've been given. If there's any other tools out there you guys can suggest, James, what, is this what helped you through? Did you have to go to meetings? Did you, it was prison, right? It was prison, or it was change your life or prison. And I get that. Was that the only thing that kind of straightened you up and helped you get back on track, man? Was there anything else? Like I said, it's anonymous, right? So you don't have to say if you went to any of these things or what you've utilized, but maybe a little bit of wisdom of what, where you came from or what you've done, and to get you here. I am much bigger than what, brother? Oh, yeah. I'm losing track. Today's going to be a blessed day, guys. We're going to be all right. And we're spreading hope. We're spreading love through this avenue that we can do something about it. And whether that changes it or not, we got to find that line too. We can't force somebody to stop. We can't make them do it. All we can do is set the tools before them. All we can do is what Creator does. Opens the door, sets the things in place, But we have to say the hard things. We have to admit the hard things. We have to have the hard conversations with the people that we love, or there will be regret. And that's all I can say about that, for me anyway. Because I say that I'm over this regret with my brothers, but it still gets me. I love you too. I'll call you if I need you, sis. I appreciate you very much, Sally. Good morning, Sally. I appreciate you having you in. We're talking about people in crisis that we love. We're talking about us being in crisis and the way out. Sally knows a lot about this, and I appreciate having you here, Sally. I'm doing my best to make the hard decisions that need to be made, and I'm just leaning on my brothers and sisters out there to make those decisions. And I appreciate having you here. That's awesome, James. And yeah, James says you got to hit rock bottom, right? You're doing well. Thank you, Sally. Thank you so much. I really needed to hear that today from someone I love deeply. We're chatting about the way out. We're chatting about another tool I just learned about, 988. This crisis hotline that can help the people that we love, whether they're addicted, whether they're feeling like taking their lives, whether they're being abused. I guess this hotline is something that I just learned about that, and James, I appreciate you being honest, man. James had to hit rock bottom. You got to hit rock bottom, and it's got to be your bottom, and you got to make the decision. That's why it's hard when it's people we love. We want to force them to take the medicine. We want to make them heal. We want to make them stop, but we can't fix anybody. They have to make that decision. They have to hit their rock bottom. Uh, and yeah, you're right, James. The journey, it's a 1,000-mile journey. It might as well be a 1,000,000-mile journey to sobriety. You know, from where you came from as this thing. You know what I'm saying? And how you've changed your life has been 1,000,000 miles away, I'm sure. But it took one step at a time, right? One small step, and that's what we're doing here. We're taking a small step towards the solution. You know, by exposing our brothers and sisters to some of the things out there that may help them. You know, and I really believe this 988 thing is a huge thing. You know, I helped my sister's boyfriend. They scooped his ass up. You know, they took him where he needed to be and got him the help that he needed. And if you're at your bottom, you know, decide that this is your bottom. If shit's rough, you can decide this is my bottom. I've had enough. I mean, you gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired. But nobody can decide what that bottom is. And then when you're on the bottom and you're there, you got to realize you can't get out yourself, especially against something like heroin or fentanyl. Especially when it's shown you over and over again that you can't do it yourself. You know, but yet you're still convinced. You're still convinced, right? I got this. It's gonna be okay. Now here's the thing: you might even be able to get through the withdrawals, but then it's gonna be whispering there at the back of your head. You're not gonna always have someone there to lean on. You know, right in that moment, and then it'll have control of you. Still drinking instant coffee this morning. Yes, because I left my percolator thing or French press at Eleanor and Sonia's with my flip-flops because, that's what I do. I leave things everywhere. Leave a little piece of me everywhere I go. If you guys have listened to the blues album, it rings true. And, it's all about love and acceptance and appreciation. It's all about coming together and deciding that you're on the bottom and that you want to start digging your way out and asking for a lifeline. That lifeline is 988. That lifeline is meetings that reflect what you're going through. From personal experience, at least with AA, that you don't have to be an alcoholic to go. You just have to have the desire not to drink. And I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with the drug one. You don't have to be an addict to go. You just have to not want to use today, and that's what got me into going to these meetings and helped me out a lot. Mohammed, it's great to see you again today too, man. It's been a little bit of a rough day, but we're getting into the solution, and that solution is helping out the ones we love to the best of our ability by exposing ourselves and the tools we've learned through loss and these things that we've gone through. Trying deeply to express what I've gone through with my brothers and how I don't want to go through that again. How I don't want any of you to go through that. How I want you to be able to reach out for help. I can't decide what your bottom is for you, but I hope that if you're there, if you're feeling like this is the bottom and you don't want it to get any worse, there's a way out. And it's great to see you too today, Muhammad. I appreciate you, man. You're such a beautiful piece of this world. A brother out there with true compassion and love in his heart. And you are appreciated, good sir. I appreciate having you in this conversation. Mohammed, I don't know if you know anything about addiction or have anybody you love that's dealing with this, man, or if you've ever dealt with the thought of wanting to leave this world or know anybody who has, but the 988, man, is a good recommendation for anybody in that place. They really want to help. There's people out there that want to help you, There's people out there that want to help the ones you love. They just have to ask for that help. I want to help you, man. I want to be there for you to the best of my ability. All my brothers and sisters out there. I don't want you to have to go through the pain and regret that comes along with not saying the thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it changes it or not. I feel like if I put the options out there and I'm open and I'm honest and I'm loving, that I won't have to live in that regret that I live in for my brothers, And no matter how much I say I let go of it completely, it's always going to be there. There's always going to be that little whisper in the back of my head that tells me that I could have been a better brother. That I could have, it wouldn't have been betraying my brother to tell our father what was going on because he needed help. But I thought he had it under control. I thought he was Superman. He was our protector. He was the strength of our little tripod that we had. Between me and Rob and Steve, and I never believed in a million years that I'd lose him. Like when I found out for sure that he was using again, my first thought was, here we go with the shit show again. I didn't think, even though I've lost so many people, I've been to so many funerals, it just didn't seem possible. It's crazy because The first person I lost to their addiction was my aunt when I was 16, and I didn't worry about her because she was a superhero, man. You know, she was all right. Aunt Tracy had it all under control, even though she was scurrying around out there. And I didn't have any tools at 16. I wish I'd have had this tool. I wish I had this understanding. I wish, if someone out there, and you even if you are 15, 16, 17 years old, you got an aunt out there that's struggling, you got an uncle that needs some help. It's okay to put it out there. It's okay to say, man, you're fucking up, man. And there's people out there who can understand. If you can't talk to me, talk to these people, please, man. Have you hit your bottom yet? Is this your bottom? Whatever scurrying bullshit, dope fiend shit you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Here's the help. Here's the help, And it can be hard to walk into a meeting. It can be hard to expose yourself. Maybe it'll be a little easier to make that phone call is what I'm hoping for people, Many have passed, brother, and it's a horrid feeling that we could have done, for me, that I could have done something better, that I could have done something more. But I accept at this point that I only had the tools I had, but now I've got a different set of tools. I've been given these tools through this pain and this struggle. And that tool is to say something. No matter how hard it still is, man, it's still extremely hard to say something to the ones we love. We're so scared that we'll hurt them. We're so scared that we'll lose them or offend them that we don't can say anything, and if you can't, you could slide them a little note that says call 988, man, they're here to help. If you can't talk to me, talk to them, or ask them to talk to you. And if they can't, make sure they understand, because then when the shit hits the fan, you did the best you could. It's that thought that I could have done more that consumed me so completely for so long, and still does at points when certain things hit and remind me of the scenario that I went through with my brothers. And I want to do better this time around. I want to do more. I want to make sure that I find that line. Lewis, my life is amazing, brother. Stick around for a while. Investigate the channel a little bit. Get into the conversation. Today, we're talking about helping the ones we love that are dealing with addiction, abuse, get a job, man. Brother, do a little bit of investigation what's going on here on the channel. Lewis has been in pain for a while now, jumping in, trying to pass the boulder. We're trying to help him understand that passing the boulder isn't the way out of the pain, and that's what we're talking about. Lewis, if you can't expose yourself to them, to us, of what's going on, brother, there's this thing called 988. That's a crisis hotline, my friend, and that's what we're talking about this morning. We're talking about, there is a way out of pain and struggle. We don't have to pass the boulder around the way that Lewis continues to pass the boulder around. He's getting better, though. He's not popping in, calling names and all this other stuff. We're proud of you, Lewis. You're making progress. Yeah, how's your wife, Lewis? I don't think he was the one talking about marrying my ex. But, better days ahead. Today's a blessed day for sure, and I'm glad that you're here with me too. I'm glad Lewis is here, man. Whatever pain you're going through, there's a way out, Lewis. That's the premise of today, man. You don't have to hand that boulder off, man. I'm not taking it. I don't know if you've realized that at this point, but you keep coming in here and trying to pass the boulder. You are more than welcome. I appreciate having you here, Lewis. But no matter how many times you try to hand me the boulder of pain, I'm not going to take it, my friend. And I'm concerned about you. Just like I'm concerned about everybody else out there, even more so for Lewis, because if you're trying to hand that pain off, brother, there's something going on. You need to speak to somebody. You need to openly express to somebody why you feel the need to pass the boulder, my friend. And I'm glad you're here. This is the perfect conversation to have you, buddy. And if you are in crisis in some way that you can't talk about here, there's a way out. 988. If you're dealing with your own addiction, or if you're dealing with grief, or if you're dealing with abuse, there's a way out, brother. And everybody's so concerned about what they do for a living here. I don't, why does it matter what I do for a living? I take care of myself, man. And the job for me is definitely not the way out. I don't want to sit in a cubicle for the rest of my life or make somebody else a ton of money. I want to be out here spreading love and appreciation. And I can't do that if I'm concerned with having a job. So there's my defense in that. whatever it may be. I appreciate your opinion, thinking that would help, because that does seem to help most people. But that, again, this is this illusion. This is this thing that we this veil we drape over ourselves and pretend like we're okay because we have a job and the white picket fence and everybody thinks we're all right. And that's not the case. Not the case at all. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna handle things to the best of my ability, with love, appreciation, and acceptance in my heart. He does every step of the way, my friend. And right now, I know I'm exactly where I need to be with you amazing people. Lewis is exactly where he needs to be. Obviously, we're trying to help him grow past his pain, so he doesn't feel the need to try to hand us the boulder that we're not going to take. It's not our pain, Lewis. This is your pain, man. I'm here for you, brother. But there's got to be a way out. And like James says, man, you got to hit your bottom, brother. You got to hit your bottom with the pain. You got to be done with it. I hope you figure out a way. I hope this is your bottom. I hope that this realization helps you understand that you don't need to pass the boulder around, my friend. Stop trying to pass the boulder around. Accept whatever's going on in your life and ask for the help that you need, man. Please. Before it's too late. Tomorrow never comes in a lot of scenarios. And that's what we're talking about. Some pretty heavy, real shit here today, Lewis. And, I'm blessed to have you here, brother. And I hope you heal and grow. Crank, you need help? Yeah, brother, that's why we're here. We all need a little help. We all need to lean on each other. I'm here with you. What specifically do you need help with, or are you just busting around? We're here, brother. If it's something that you can't expose to us, please call 988. Crisis hotline's there for you, brother. It's there for you, I promise. It's hard for us to express and expose ourselves to the people we love truly and openly, and it's a complicated thing, and I'm gathering that strength right now through our conversation to do the next right thing. You bring your left shoe. Just being you, and I appreciate you being you. If I find your left shoe along the way, my friend, I will surely bring it when I come visit. If you find my French press along the way, feel free to hold on to it till I get there. All right, we're hitting 2 hours. So time to do what needs to be done. Time to move forward and speak the truth to the people we care for. Time to expose them to everything we can and try to help them grow. Time to go out there and live life to the fullest, to honor the ones that didn't make it. We honor them by learning the lessons that they've instilled in us through their passing. And Crank's a funny dude. He is a pretty funny dude. It's time to take the blessings, and it's time to be strong enough to take the steps that we need to take, with the Serenity Prayer in mind. To gather strength and wisdom to know what my limits are and what I have the capability of, and please give me the strength to do these things and understand what I have the capability of. Is a powerful prayer, and something that my father held true. Something that kept him sober, something that kept him from going back to that bottom he was at one point in his life. This great man that we talk about, Awanase, came from a checkered place as well. He spent time in prison during the riots, man, in the 70s or 80s, 70s maybe, the race riots. He was in prison during that shit for some pretty serious shit. I met him when I was 15 years old, and I could never imagine him being anything but this amazing human being, but he had to hit his bottom too and decide it was enough and get help, and his help was his way. And, just trying to find our own way through here, You might try or eat socks too, right? I mean, yeah, that's a good response. If anybody ever makes you feel bad, if anybody ever tries to make you feel bad, set that boulder down. Lewis, are you still out there, brother? You still listening? You still hear me? You go to somewhere else, try to pass the pain along, somewhere where they'll take it and hand it back? I hope not, brother. I hope you're here with us. If not, he'll be back. He pops in here and there and tries to hand us pain, and it's getting lighter and lighter every time we set it down in front of him. I think he's starting to get the hint. He's with his new wife. Crank you something else. Was he the dude that was talking about marrying my ex in the Walmart bathroom? Like, yeah, okay, guess he was. He was the one that said he was gonna, that she proposed to him and they got married in the Walmart bathroom, which I don't understand how it's an insult to me. Yeah, I think he definitely was. But that's the thing. It was him trying to hand the boulder, trying to get me to get upset, like I'd get mad that he's marrying my ex in a Walmart bathroom. Lewis, are you there, brother? I truly hope the marriage is going well for you. Beyond that, all joking aside, man, you know, set the boulders down. You know, stop trying to hand them to people because you're in pain. You know, call that number. Get the help. Go to a meeting, man. Find like-minded people for whatever that means. And understand that, you know, to go to some of these meetings, you don't have to be an addict. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You just have to not want to do those things right now. And those people will be there for you. You don't have to dedicate yourself to anything. You know, that's what got me going to meetings for a while so that I could change my life, you know, and I'm not an alcoholic. I know that now. I have an impulse problem and a codependence issue, and shit gets out of control because, you know, I'm searching for that acceptance and appreciation in all the wrong places when I was younger. It brought me to my brothers. You know, I had no regrets at all because, you know, all of that brought me to my brothers and gave me a family and a connection beyond anything I could ever had. Don't be Lewis. You're right. Don't be Lewis. You know, man, here's the thing. Be Lewis. If you're in pain, be Lewis. He's starting to slowly come around, I think. He didn't jump in here and call me a bum and start swinging names around. I mean, he did come in here and try to, you know, passively pass his anger along a little bit this morning, but that's fine. That's fine. You know, it's getting better. Lewis is slowly but surely getting better, and we appreciate him for it. So if you are Lewis, don't be that, you know, but it takes a little bit of time, you know. When you first start to take the medicine, when you first start to set the boulders down, it can be intense and different, and people react like, you know, you wouldn't believe you, but it's not your pain, man. It's not your problem. Set the boulder down. Do your best to try to convince the ones you love that this drug is something that they can't control. Something that you can't help them control. You know, to start with, I truly believe that, welcome back, Bowman. I truly believe that you have to decide that it's your bottom and understand you have no control over it. And that you need help, man. Like, so 988, man. Again, I appreciate this avenue. I appreciate my sister bringing this to my attention so I could bring it to all your attention. If you're out there in pain in any type of way, please reach out, man. If you can't reach out here to me and be open, there's a biased opinion out there. There's a biased someone who's not going to judge you, that you can be completely open with, whether it be your addiction, whether it be your thoughts of leaving this world, whether it be your abusive situation that you're in, you know, or any other type of thing going on that's a crisis. You know, we downplay these things. It's a crisis when someone we love is using and thinking they have it under control. It's a crisis when someone we love is thinking about leaving this world. You know, we need to help them understand. I want to help you understand that you're not alone, my friends. You're not alone. You don't have to do it by yourself. You can't. It can't be done alone. We're meant to weather the burden together, you know. And Bowman, you got my back. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you very much. What makes me drive across the country? I guess all of this, man. Trying to set myself free, trying to figure out how to be a better brother, how to heal myself, taking care of myself first. That's what sends me across the country, because I was in a dark place, lonely, feeling all these things. Maybe if I would have understood what this 988 thing was, I could have made the call but I didn't. I had to do what I had to do with the tools I had, which meant getting out of that bubble of doom scrolling, get out of that bubble of feeling like I'm useless and worthless and that nobody loves me, because that whisper becomes a scream until you're paralyzed by it. And I know that from personal experience. And if you go back through my shorts, there is one where I'm in a Dollar General parking lot when I just left on this last journey, exposing these things. And from there on out, I try to show the medicine through the shorts of how I got myself out of it. You know, giving thanks, being open, being appreciative, finding your medicine physically, spiritually, and emotionally, man. That's what the point of this journey is, finding the medicine. I'm in Georgia right now, brother. I think I'm gonna be heading to see Crank here soon enough. We'll see what happens. We were supposed to do the whole misled utopia thing, but that might be falling apart. I don't know yet. I got some pretty heavy shit I got to take care of today, but you guys have helped prepare me to do so, and I appreciate you very much. Thank you for allowing me to get that emotion out early on in this conversation so that I can speak clearly to someone I love, because that's where I'm at today. I need to speak clearly to someone I love and not listen to this fear of losing them, or this fear of them hating me, or this fear, and that's what I'm going to do today with renewed confidence, because I had all of you guys, because I opened up, because I expressed myself. We condense it all down, and that's what was happening when I started this morning. I start popping it open. It's very emotional. I had to catch my breath. I had to slow and steady get into this conversation, and it's still really hard. It's still really hard. Growth is hard. Pain is growth. And all these things, all this beautiful shit. I'm praying for you too, brother. I appreciate you, Bowman. Appreciate you being here. If you've ever dealt with that feeling of loss, if you've ever dealt with grief, brother, I'm sorry you've had to go through that, but you're not alone. And especially in this moment, now that you're part of the Traveling Scott crew, we're in this together. We're fellow travelers. We're going to figure it out together, man. You're not alone. And I love you guys deeply as brothers and sisters out there in this crazy world trying to figure it out. We're on the sinking ship together. If we start scooping together, we're going to be all right. It takes us all. I did save a little bit, and I've done a little bit of spark driving, door dashing as it goes. I've been living minimally. That's the biggest thing that's kept me moving on the road. I do need to find some way to make some, to renew that little bundle that's dwindling, even though I am living minimally, because I'm not planning on heading home. Find a better place to spark drive or DoorDash. I think I'm over the spark driving thing because that keeps falling. Maybe I'll try the door dashing thing again. I heard that Uber Eats is really good. These are all things you could do across the country. But here's the reality of it. A couple times ago when I left with $150 in my pocket. And drive $50 worth of gas out, stay for the night, spark drive, DoorDash, that kind of thing, keep moving. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you signing the car, Crank. Become another little expression of art and beauty that we're carrying with us. Both your grandparents, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a painful thing. Grief can cause us to fall into a place where we think things and we feel a certain way. And I just want to express to you there's a way out, man. We're here together, and I appreciate you sharing that. Because it's a hard thing digesting, your loss of anybody you love. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to digest the loss of my brothers and what took them from me in this world. For Steve, he took himself from this world because of his pain and because he was fiending for drugs. And Rob took himself from this world because he fell back into his addiction. And it's, I want to make different decisions trudging through this painful territory that I feel like I end up trudging through again, and I don't want to I'm not going to make the same decisions, just like I made a different decision with Rob. I'm going to make a different decision today. No work today good, Crank. Awesome. Nah, brother, you do you. Medicate in whatever way you can, man. Whatever you need, man. And cannabis again is something that's a beautiful medicine. I don't believe in medication for mental illness, but to each their own. You know, if you found a medication that helps, I have taken medication in the past that's helped. But for me, you know, cannabis and CBD, that the mixture thereof, and the right kind of cannabis for me, just like the right kind of pill for, you know, mental illness, is this thing that different things help us all, you know. As long as we're doing something that doesn't hinder our life or cause toxicity for the ones we love, then I'm all for it, man. I've never met a pothead that you know, was going to go off the deep end from smoking too much herb, you know. So I appreciate you, brother. I hope it's a really nice mellow sativa, because that's my jam. Very minimal, you know, because it's about settling my nerves and finding center with this ADHD and dyslexia than it is about getting high, you know, for me. So if not, I got some good sativas. Damn. Yeah, I'm still here. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you. It's been an hour, a couple hours, and I got to get moving with today. I got to do the next right thing. I appreciate you guys immensely, and you know, yeah, I'm still on. Still on. About to go. I love you, sis, and I'll talk to you soon. Wish me luck with today. Creator, give me the strength to care for the ones I love and to do the next right thing without trying to control them. Please, Creator, give my loved ones, my brothers and sisters out there, the strength to understand that they have no control over these things. The drugs, the depression, the grief, and help my brothers and sisters find a way out of it. Hopefully, you know, this concept of 988 could help people expose themselves in a safe way. You know, I know how hard it can be to do this. Why do you think so, Lewis? Why do you think I'm a loser? Let's be real, Lewis. You're welcome back here, man. But I don't understand this trying to pass the pain, man. Here we go with Lewis trying to pass the pain. Lewis, will you please call 988, man? Please. There's something going on with you. Someone's hurting you. Someone touched you in the wrong way. Someone's beating you. Someone's putting you into submission. Your wife is, you know, abusing you, and you don't think you can talk to anybody because you're a man. Please help yourself, man. If you can't expose yourself to us, Lewis, please, you know, reach out and expose yourself. Expose this pain, Lewis, that's causing you to set this boulder in front of me that neither of us deserve. I'm not picking it up, man. I'm not going to pick it up. I appreciate you blessing me, brother. And if bum's the label we're going with, then bum's the label we're going with. I'm cool with that, brother. I'll be a bum. Pray for this bum. I'm praying for you, brother, in this anger and animosity. You obviously haven't checked out the channel. You obviously haven't taken the time to, you know, but why would you? Why would you? You're trying to pass the pain around. Why would you want to try to get into the solution? Why would you try to heal? It's so much easier to hate, so much easier to be in pain. But with that being said, I'll pray for you as well, Lewis. I love you guys. 988. If you find yourself in crisis in any way at all, and you can't speak to the people you love or feel like you have nobody, 988 is there. Al-Anon is there for you if you're dealing with addicts in your life and you don't know how to handle it. That's something that I'm adamant about being involved in. And if you're dealing with, you know, addiction or alcoholism, or you just, you know, even if you're not an alcoholic or addict and you're wrapped up in these things and you need to be around like-minded people, look into that. You know, there's meetings out there. There's people that are going through it. There's people that have gone through it. And I love you guys, man. Nothing but love for you, Lewis. Hope you find a way to heal. And James, yeah, I don't think I'd hire him at this moment either. He needs to heal a little bit. Well, you can say whatever you want, brother. Yeah, it is kind of rough and tumble right now. We got to get into it. You're right. It's pretty disgusting right now. I give you that. But that is a topic for another day. I appreciate the motivation for me to clean up my scenario. Yeah, nothing but love for you, Lewis. Have a great day, guys. Appreciate it. Everybody pray for Lewis. And, if Uncle Bad Touch is still creeping in your door at night and that's the issue, you need to stop it, bro. You need to make it stop. You need to reach out and talk to somebody about this crisis you're in. Nah, man, we don't need a mod. We're good. I like having Lewis here. Proves my point. Proves my point that people in pain are just handing it around, and there's something serious going on with Lewis, and I'm concerned for him. So, with that being said, I love you guys. I love you, Lewis, and I hope whatever's going on with you stops. I hope you hit your rock bottom, and I hope you ask for help. 988, my friends. You're right, brother. You're right. Whatever. Lewis is in pain. Let's send him some prayers and some love that he can get out of it, and that I'm here with you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow morning, and I'm sure things will be beautiful for the rest of the day, as long as we accept and understand our place, and as long as we find the strength to draw a line in the sand, so we don't have to live in regret. So. Lewis needs something, and hopefully he calls. Lewis needs 988 in his life, because there's obviously a crisis going on, but that's not my decision to make. He's got to hit his bottom, right? All right, guys. All right, brother. Checkers later, possibly. Let me get through today. I'm not gonna make any promises, but maybe I'll hop on here later on and we'll play some checkers. That sounds like a good idea. We have a nice light little afternoon later on. I just got some stuff I got to handle that might be a little bit heavy, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna be feeling. So, I love you guys. Appreciate having you here, and reach out. Believe me, there's someone that cares. Kick your ass. You will kick my ass. Much love, brother. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Be good. Take care of yourselves. If you're in crisis, dial 988. If you're dealing with an addict and you're not sure how to, reach out for a meeting, man. That's all we can do. Love you guys.